Interns for Good is a remote, paid internship program designed to support the needs of underserved and overlooked talent populations within northeastern Oklahoma. Interns for Good focuses on student-centered internship creation and placement, obtaining additional certifications and credentials, and placing our interns into meaningful, full-time, family-sustaining wage employment.
An internship at Workforce Tulsa means that students get the opportunity to be involved in the workplace and gain workplace skills that will help better students to be prepared for their future career. Another thing that Workforce Tulsa has been able to do is give students paid internships and the ability to work remotely.
Internship opportunities in Tulsa should not be solely based on one's GPA or personal network, but rather, internships should be focused on the things that really matter in a workplace, the skills a scholar brings to the table, and how one's life experiences shape the way that they view the world, shape who they are, and how they problem solve.
NSU and Media Studies hopes to garner from this partnership an opportunity for our students to be available in the Tulsa market and an opportunity for those Tulsa and Green Country area employers to have access to our students.
From Good, we're able to provide quality college graduates who may not have been in that top 5% of the class, but are quality, well-rounded students with a lot to offer. We're able to provide them to nonprofits and smaller for-profit organizations that could not afford their services if they were not a part of our program. Our program can pay up to 100% of the cost of these interns, so it's truly a great situation for both the employer and the student.
Working one-on-one with each intern to help place them into full-time employment that aligns with their interest, their skills, their passion, and their career path goals. And using the data, the feedback, and the outcomes of the pilot to best support organizations and interns within Interns for Good. Our goal is to use what we learn to improve the program, expand our footprint, and replicate it with other talent pools across Tulsa and the state of Oklahoma. Marketing and computer science may be very different majors with different technical and adaptive skill sets, but they share commonalities that we feel make for a unique pilot project to empower future employment within our region. These majors tend to need both work experience and proof that they have the skill sets or newly acquired skill sets outside of a degree program prior to entering employment. Paid opportunities for internships were few and far between, but now with COVID-19 in full swing, internships across the nation and our local area have been canceled and internship opportunities have been rescinded, making it very difficult for students to financially support themselves during the pandemic. Many internships offered lack a social service component or the ability for students to form their own internship based on skills they want to acquire, the challenges or issues they want to work on, and with entities whose work or company culture aligns with what the student values.
So 5 years from now, what this program looks like to me is employers are clamoring at my door for interns because we've done such a great job.
I believe as a person that when you come into power, when you have a platform, or if you have privilege, that you should use those things for good and to pay it forward onto others and to help others in their journey.
All right, we are going to bring on the Interns for Good. So if anyone is actually watching and hearing us, which I'm imagining they aren't, we are now just going to pretend like this is a podcast we are recording and people are going to watch it and listen to it at their leisure. So don't worry about comments or questions from people. They probably won't be coming. So first question, Chris, you asked the first question.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm curious where you got the name from and why is it that you stole it from us?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, it was a really great name. I'm not gonna lie, we struggled with a name for a very long time, and part of the reason that we were a little hesitant to use words like Tulsa or 918 is because the funding for this program actually covers a 4-county area. So the funding that we get for this program comes from the Department of Labor, and we were able to use it in Osage, Pawnee, Creek, and Tulsa County. So we didn't want to be too Tulsa center with it, And Interns for Good just kind of had a nice ring to it. Sorry to steal it from you. Have you all trademarked it yet? Pods for Good, I hope.
We have not trademarked it. I'll get right on that.
Oh, maybe you could use a media intern.
Yeah, listen, I could use a lot of interns, and that's something we'll talk about off air. But so I was dealing with technical issues during most of the video, so some of my questions you might have already answered. But why are internships so important?
I think internships are important because I feel like internships are the first open door that a college graduate has. And I also feel that there is a lot of discrimination in hiring when it comes to hiring college graduates. And so an internship can be an opportunity for a young person or an emerging college student, whether they are traditional or went the non-traditional route, for them to have a meaningful work experience. So it's nice because I feel like an internship is a safe place to make mistakes and to grow. And I think it also benefits the company because it gives them the ability to mentor and invest in emerging leaders who are up and coming.
So what is your argument when, internships are complicated in the sense that the intern is getting experience they would not normally get, but they also may or may not be getting any money in return. And especially now during a sort of economic downturn, what is where does Interns for Good sort of land on whether you pay interns or not?
Well, I'll take that. Our program, as Kate said, is funded by the Department of Labor. So we're able to pay salary up to 100% for an intern in the business because, again, it's a part of our work-based learning programs. So with that subsidy, it makes internships more palatable for businesses, or should.
One of the things that you mentioned in the video was that in a lot of cases, interns aren't able to find an internship that focuses on what they want to grow into. So how do you sell that idea to a company to let the intern have some control over what the internship looks like and what the training and focus is?
I would say for me, I think part of it is making sure that when we're establishing work sites, that we have a variety. And so part of it is that we're not just looking at the private sector, but also looking at the public sector. We're really heavily looking at the nonprofit community. I think for me, again, it just goes back to making this student centric and not just trying to fit a student into an internship program, but really creating something and asking the student, what is it that you want to do? And being able to pull from a list of partners that we would develop to help them find a certain spot. And if we don't currently have a work site available, that is something that our team would seek to do, is to find that perfect fit for that intern, as opposed to trying to make them fit somewhere.
Okay.
Finding their perfect fit.
In addition, the difference between our program and a standard internship is a standard internship is typically a company trying to hire an employee, primarily to do a task. So in our pre-screening process, we find out what the interests are of the candidate or the intern and match them with the business to capitalize on those interests.
And I believe we have an intern on with us, correct?
Yes.
Taylor, can you give us a little bit about your experience as an intern?
Yeah, so it's really kind of a cool thing because for me, I am a media studies intern, so I do media and marketing, and I've always wanted to work in the nonprofit sector. And so a lot of times when finding internships or things to grow my network and gain experience, it's usually, well, you can come help us for a day or two, or you can make this for us, and then they kind of send you on your way.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's been different working with Workforce Tulsa and our hope for Interns for Good is that these students or recent graduates, get compensated for their work, get to grow their network, get good day-to-day experience in a workplace and doing what they want to do at places they want to do it at. And so it's kind of just like the whole package in what you want when entering the workforce.
And do you have any interest in podcasts?
Yes.
But Pod for Good is definitely looking for interns to help me edit. So,
Perfect. I know some people.
all right. Well, we will talk off air, even though technically we're off air now because the stream isn't working. So,
And we have a program that could help you.
There you go.
Yes. So, yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like I was never in fields that traditionally had internship opportunities. So it's not anything that ever occurred to me
Same here.
before. Like even starting my own business, internships was not something that, instantly came to mind. So I think this is a great project. Very excited. We will talk about the trademark issue later.
Before we let you go, how can people help? How can they get connected?
I think our contact information will send out. We have a one-page brochure that our intern created for us that talks about the plethora of services that we offer. Just contact us, especially employers who are interested. The nonprofit sector is really great for us because they typically couldn't afford or are not allowed to have certain functions. And this gives young people an opportunity to go in and help them and provide a service, especially during COVID times. So just contact workforcetulsa.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much. It's a great project, and I know a lot of people will be reaching out to you. I will be one of those people. So
Fantastic.
thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.